Hiya, John from Peach Guitars, and today we're going to talk about these amazing guitars from Xotic. A lot of you probably know the Xotic company for their pedals, like the RC booster, BB preamp, AC booster, EP booster, etc, etc. So I thought I'd talk a little bit more about what they do in the guitar world. We first got, well, this model first caught my attention last year. I'd always been aware of their guitars and a few players that I quite like Chris Duarte. I'd seen that he'd been playing one in the past, a really cool like gold sparkle metallic type sort of thing, which was really neat. And then I saw that they started making this new model, the California Classic, you know, and my inspiration behind playing guitar is probably, you know, a lot of the famous Strat players. So my go-to guitar has always been a Strat style guitar, 3 single coil mainly, but when I saw this, it kind of got my attention straight away, and I decided that we needed to get something for stock, sharpish. So I got in contact with Toshio at Xotic, got a couple of models in for stock, and they just absolutely blew us away. There really isn't a better playing guitar of this type. I've said Strat already, so I might as well say it again. There really isn't a better playing one on the market. I mean, the way that they build their guitars, it's just absolute precision. And a lot of guitars, like a lot of the high-end boutique guitar makers, they make them so well sometimes, but they're almost made too well. You know, if you play like a vintage 62 Strat, it doesn't play like you know, a modern guitar. It's not 100% you know, perfect in every way. There's little idiosyncrasies that, you know, mean you have to work to get the best out of it, but that's what makes these classic instruments so good. But this guitar, it just, when you play it, it doesn't feel cold. Like I say, a lot of those other boutique makers, a lot of, you know, high profile ones that, you know, do sell quite a lot of guitars, you know, just some of them are just not for me. They just don't have that old feel, and they don't have, you know, they're almost made like too well, like I say, and I know I keep rambling on about the point, but this guitar, the neck, as you can see on this one, it's got a really sweet figured roasted flame maple neck with a rosewood fingerboard, but the neck just feels like, you know, it's really nice and rolled. It's got just the frets where they're just, you know, where you can just feel them as you run your hand up and down the neck. But they're also plex set up as well. So the playability is phenomenal, but you know, there's still a bit of fight there. It still feels like a really lovely, well cared for vintage guitar, but that's been, you know, that's been looked after by a great luthier and a setup guy. So when you play one of these guitars and you're used to vintage instruments, or even if you're used to high performance guitars like I don't know, like Ibanez, or if you know, someone that's used to playing something that with humongous frets and a flat fretboard, guitarists from all world of electric guitar will pick up one of these guitars and just absolutely, you know, absolutely love the neck. So I certainly do, and you know, I think they've really hit the nail on the head with these models, and they're taking off, you know, big time, and we're selling absolutely loads of them. So another great thing about these guitars as well is how light they are. They're nitrocellulose lacquer, and they do them in varying degrees of aging. This is a lightly aged one, so it's got just a little bit of kind of lacquer cracking on there. They use all their own pickups, hand wound pickups. There's a 50s and a 60s single coil, and then their own humbucker that they do, which works really nice. Again, you may have seen this hardware. I don't know if you can get a real close up on there and get it in focus. We in there, James? Ish. We can do a separate photo if we can't get it there, but it's their raw vintage hardware, which is again it's another brand of Xotic, and they're just the same material as the original old guitars, and the same with the springs as well. That they're made by Raw Vintage, and it's unusual really, because it's normally, if you have 5 springs in one of these sorts of guitars before, when you push down on the trem, you'd actually like have to use both hands and lean on it to get it to move. But with the 5 springs, it's just got the smoothest action, and with the locking tuners that are on this guitar, it just means the tuning stability is absolutely phenomenal. So massive high praise from us. We absolutely love these guitars. We always carry loads in stock. We can do custom orders as well. So I'd say come in and check one out, see what you think, and I'm sure you'll be blown away like we are. Cheers, many thanks, bye bye. Thank you.